How are you? I'm very sorry that we didn't get to do a session yesterday, our warriors and our salutations. And I'd had such a lovely morning. I'd been active, I'd been out, I'd walked the dog, I'd meditated, and then I had a migraine. And mine are too much amusement, especially with my sister. My migraines come on in the form that I stopped being able to articulate myself. So I start talking a bit nonsense. I can't retrieve my words. One of my vision goes, so I can't kind of see where I'm going. And then I get a bit of a headache afterwards. So I'm quite fortunate that it's very disorientating and not very pleasant, but it's not nearly as bad as people that really suffer from migraines. So I took some rest and I'm feeling much better today. So today we are going to be doing, are we live? I don't know. I don't know if this is happening. Let me see what's going on here. I don't know. It said we'd gone live, but then it was just kind of pausing. I don't know. Have we been live for ages? Have we just gone live? I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if you just heard that big ramble. So I apologise for not being here yesterday. As I said, I'd suffered from migraine. Mine are not nearly as bad as those that really suffer. Mine come on in form, I stop being able to articulate myself and lose my vision. It's quite amusing if you're around. And then I get a bit of a headache afterwards. But fortunately, I'm all well today. So today is our seated yoga. So please grab a chair. If you wanted to do this on the mat, I haven't thought that through, but I think possibly you could do it on the mat. I'm just going to open my window. Get some cushions. So cushions on your chair and the back of your chair are optional. They're nice if you have them. They're not compulsory. Oh, you can't see my feet. Let me shuffle that down as we don't need the height. So I tend to have a cushion under my feet just so I feel like my knees are in the right kind of frame with my. Just to warn you, she is. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk to you about. Okay, so this little guy, let me show you. So my cousin Liam kindly made these on a 3D printer, which is like beyond my, where are we? Beyond my kind of imagining. So they all look like this white guy. And as you can see, wow, why am I being so special? As you can see, Parker's quite interested. So this little guy was next to my bed. And she has decapitated the arm and took quite a big chunk out of the head. But it made me thinking, especially on a day of after a migraine and seated yoga, which some of us are doing because it's a nice difference, some are doing because they're at a desk, and some are doing because of injury. And I just thought, this little guy, she's not what she was, but she's still blooming gorgeous and maybe even better for it. So you can leave this both. Obviously, I gave her a little bandana because her head wound was quite severe. So I just thought, like the Japanese, how if they break a pot, they stick it back together, they highlight it in gold. So, what have you got, Parker? Is that a candle? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they really celebrate what we class as flaws or breaks or cracks. To just, it's all those little bits along our journey that just bash and make us who we are. So we're embracing that today. So if you're in a chair because you can't be on the floor, can't participate in regular yoga, then let's celebrate that. This yoga is for you, and we're all going to take part regardless of if we can or if we can't, just because life's good, even if it gives us some bumps and bruises sometimes. Or a dog named Parker. Parker. Okay, so stay where you are. Try and lengthen your spine up. Hands on your knees. Taking a few grounding breaths. And trying to just let yourself be. Relax the shoulders. Relax your face. Trying to balloon the belly as you inhale. And as you exhale. And I'm going to give you your intention for today. But I want you maybe to think of things about your physical appearance. So none of this stuff is real. It's not really who we are. But we can be, in this world, we can be quite judged on it. So I want you to think of things that maybe have caused you some upset. Your skin, your feet, your hair, any nonsense, which sometimes when you say it, it just seems so trivial, but can really cause some anguish. And I want you to thank it. I want you to be grateful for it exactly as it is. Exactly yours. Breathe in deeply. And then we'll begin with some gentle neck stretches. We're going to rotate. So with an exhale, bringing your chin to your chest, rotating your head to the back and down the other side. So just big circles. Feeling the stretch in your back, your shoulders and your neck. Releasing round. And again, keeping your shoulders relaxed. If you find that you're slouching, try to push yourself to the back of the chair supporting you, if you have a back of the chair. If it's too deep, then try and get a cushion. Change in direction with your rotations. So we're trying to avoid releasing tension in one area, but by building it up in another. So we don't want your lower back to become painful. And then the next time, your right ear is by your right shoulder. I want you to stay there. We're going to stretch our left arm out towards the floor, a small diagonal, and then placing your right hand just gently onto the left side of your face. So we're just really lengthening and stretching the left side. So you're not pushing down with that hand, it's just helping the stretch. Good. We're turning up, maybe just give the shoulders a little roll. And then we'll go to the other side. So tilting your head towards the left. Your left hand on your right ear and stretching the right arm down and away. Back up, and again, maybe let's do some big shoulder rolls just to realign ourselves. You actually, I don't think she can get the wax out there, but probably best not to risk it for a biscuit. Big shoulder rolls. If you've done one way, do them the other. And then placing your hands onto your knees. And we're going to do our seated cat-cow. So as soon as you inhale, tilting the pelvis forward, lifting the chest, lifting the chin, inhaling. Exhaling, tucking the tailbone under, belly button in, chin to chest. Moving with your breath, so as you inhale, lifting up. And as you exhale, lower down. So this is the same that we do on the floor, just doing it in a seated variation. And if you do work at a desk, you may be able to remember the whole sequence, or maybe just a couple, but just trying to remember just a couple that you can, or maybe just pick one. So when you're at your desk, oh, this is such a lovely one. You've been sat in the same position for a long time. Also, if you can always try to synchronize them with your breath, it helps us bring mindful, draws our attention inwards. It can help quieten those thoughts that buzz around. Coming back up. Big inhale, sweeping the arms up. We're going to come into our rotation. So I'd like you to exhale as you face towards the left side. So you can keep your arms at shoulder height. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale to the other side. Okay. Inhale up. Exhale to the other side. So you need to do that once more time to the right, and then I'd like you to do it each side once more. I'm just going to go and try and get her a distraction. It's this guy. It's this guy. when you've done those, coming back to center and reaching the arms down. So we're now going to do our salutes and forwards fold down. Okay, down. So soon there'll be nothing in my house, or there'll be a big shelf up here with everything we own and all broken promises and dreams on the floor. So our salutation, big inhale, reaching, lengthening up, and as you exhale, coming into your forward fold, releasing down. Again, as I've mentioned, you can place a cushion on your thighs. Actually, I'm going to do that because it's quite nice. So inhaling up, we're going to do a few of these. Exhaling, you can either bring your arms forward or send your arms wide, and just releasing down. When you come down, just release everything. You're not holding your head, your neck, your shoulders. Inhaling back up. And again, moving with your breath, inhaling up and exhaling forwards. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale down. Inhaling back up. And release. So we're now going to do the equivalent. So it's similar. I'm just going to turn to the side. Obviously you don't need to, but just so you can see the difference. So whereas before we had our feet under our knees, we're just going to send them out slightly. And it's as if we were seated on the floor trying to do a forward stretch. So Paschimottanasana, we're going stretching out our hamstrings. So taking your legs just as far as you can. Inhaling up, lifting from the hips, and try to move from the hips forward. So just as on the floor or standing, this can be equally as humbling in a chair. So wherever you get to, you can place your hands. Try to keep a strong spine, tilting those pelvis forwards. If you can go further, really go further. If you can straighten your legs more, straighten the legs more. So we're really here. I lost my head. The length of the back, we're making that as long as possible. So your legs are longer, your back, we're stretching, 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 stretching. As you inhale, trying to lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, trying to release down. Good. Inhale, protecting the low back. So really try and use that core or help your hands. Push yourself back up. Ooh, and then take a big stretch up, just to stretch the other way. Releasing down. Good, and then a knee to chest. So this won't be available to everyone. If it's not, you can repeat what we've done or come back to a cat-cow. Otherwise, we're bringing our knee to our chest. We're going to just hold that there. So again, as if we're relying on the floor, and maybe rotating those ankles. You can always bring that foot up a little if you want. So just rotating the ankle, holding that foot again. My back is wanting to round into this pose. So we're really trying to sit up straight or push back into your cushions. If you want to make that more of a challenge, you can send one arm out. Let's make it a real challenge and send both arms out. Should really feel that. If you're doing your ankles, just make sure you've done both ways. Ooh. Take a hold of the leg and release down. Let's go to the other side. So just shuffle to your back level. Knee to chest. And remembering all the options, the extras are just that. You don't have to do them. They're optional. So always just stay where we are if it's not there for you today to go on further. If you are, then feel free to take an arm out. Trying to keep your center line, your strong back. And if you want to, taking both arms out. Take another 3, for 2, and for 1. Release them down. Take a big inhale, come into a forward fold just to release the pressure off your back. Release the head. And then slowly, slowly walk yourself back up. So we're all at different places. We all come up in different ways. And next one, goddess pose. So your legs are wide. So if we were doing this standing, basically this is how we would look. So we're going to do a few breaths. Normally when we're standing, we push up and we straighten the legs and the arms, and then we come back down. As we're seated, we're going to do the arms. We're going to give the arms all our attention. Inhaling, reaching and lengthening up. And exhale, lowering down. So we have the legs wide, we're opening the hips. So the more you squeeze your glutes, your kind of bum, hip muscles, the more we're able to open the front of those hips. Inhale. Exhaling down. Inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale up. And exhale down. Good. I'd like you to place your hands on your knees. Lean forwards. And we're going to rotate. So we're facing towards the left. Try to stack your shoulders one on top of the other. As I've said many a time, I feel like this is a bit of a cabaret number. So just channel your showgirl, looking over to the left. Or you might get a nice click out of your spine in this one. When you're inhaling, come back to center. Exhale to the other side. And just breathe there. Inhaling back to center. Straighten, and let's continue the breaths. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Maybe closing your eyes, allowing the breath to become slow. Each breath slower than the last. Moving with your breath, so your movement becomes much slower. Just enjoying that quiet, that calm. And after your last exhale, just releasing your hands down. Good. So again, I possibly should have given that cue at the beginning, but if you can't do it with your legs like that, you can just keep in and inhaling up and down. So I saw this one this week, which I think is wonderful, is Warrior 2, but in a chair position. So we're going to step our right leg out to the side of the leg. So you might need a little adjustment here, because we're basically coming into a Warrior 2, but in a seated position. So I'm shuffling, so more of my right thigh is on the chair, foot facing towards the side. My left leg is straight and the left foot is facing forwards, and then arms up. So again, if you're in a chair for injury, this may or may not be available. It may be on one side, not the other. Be very gentle. If it's not, just come into a seated position and have your arms out. So in this one, just allow that weight. So my foot is barely on the floor at the front, just grazing the floor. Straighten it, so we still get all the lovely work of a Warrior 2 here. Really lengthening this leg, pushing with the outside edge, opening up the hips, lengthening the spine, stretching the arms, gazing towards the middle finger of the right hand. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good. And gently release. And we're going to gently transition to the other side. So depending on your flexibility, your mobility, just gently shuffle into the other side. So again, it's really the thigh that's rested on there. Which makes me think that this leg is shorter than the other, because that one isn't touching the floor. Maybe, I just never noticed. So, stretching out that back leg. Trying to get the outside edge of the right foot on the floor. Inhaling, lengthen those arms, growing tall. Deep breaths. Really stretching your fingers in opposite directions. Another 3, for 2, and for 1. Release down. Come back into center, into goddess if it's available to you. So feet wide. Once again, let's inhale. Reach it up. And exhale, lower. So if you're not on a conference call, well, I mean, I don't know if you're doing this on a conference call, or if you can always extend this inhaling up and exhale into seated. So you're just on the edge of your seat. Otherwise, stay as we are in that seated position. But just still lengthening your body up. You're still opening up those hips and exhaling down. And again, once again, slowing it to your breath. If you can, closing your eyes. So we're releasing tension from our shoulders, from our back, our neck, but also we also always must be trying to release tension from our mind. Slowing the breath, focusing on the breath does wonders for this. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Good. Bring your feet back in together. Oh, actually, what was that? Oh, yeah, that's what I was going. Sorry, I'm just getting a transition. So I'd like you to step your right foot just slightly out to the side. So kind of diagonal. Placing your left hand down to the chair, the base of the chair. And we're going to laterally stretch. You're lifting up with your right arm, lengthening the body as much as you can. So stretching with your toes, stretching with your fingers. And release. We're going to do that 2 more times on that side. Inhale, stretching, opening up. Exhaling. Once more. Moving with your breath. If you're out of sync with me, just going through at your own pace. And when you're ready, coming back through center and going to the other side. So stretching that leg out, rounding yourself down. Inhaling up, so we're lengthening the left side now, really opening up. Exhaling back down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Once more. Inhaling, lifting up. And exhaling down. Good, feet into center. Let's go through our forward folds, our salutations again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, releasing forwards. And this time, every time you come forward, I'd like you to stay for an extra breath. So just rounding the small of the back. When you're ready, inhaling up. And once more, exhaling forwards, rounding the back and staying there. Inhaling up. Releasing your hands to your thighs. And then we'll finish as we began with our neck rotation. So chin to chest and rolling your head around. So again, taking your time. I always set off much faster than I end up. So I'm so giddy to do the movement rather than focusing on my breath. Okay, leave. Just making sure you change direction and doing it gently. There's no need to be abrupt. Slowing with your breath. And then gently coming to rest, head in the center. No. Keeping your eyes closed. Breathing deeply, grounding yourself. And once again, allow yourself to think of those beautiful things that we once thought of as flaws. Now imagine they're your gold. They're the source of your uniqueness. They tell your stories. They make you perfectly you. When you're ready, taking an inhale, reaching the arms up, lengthening the spine, palms together. And as you exhale, bring the hands in front of your heart, bowing your head. Thanking yourself for practicing yoga today. Namaste. You're a little monster. Hello, people. I I hope you managed to do some chair yoga. Hope your mornings are nice and calm. And if they're not, that's okay. We're just going to go with it. So today, just remembering to paint yourself in gold. Everything is there for a reason. It's who you are. And really, you're gorgeous. And it's the least interesting thing about you. Loads of love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.